The Wolf in Sheep's Clothing, a funny fable set in the old witch's house. Once upon a time, in an old witch's house deep in the forest, there lived a wolf with an interesting plan. He had decided to disguise himself as a sheep to trick his unsuspecting prey into a false sense of security. So, in order to disguise himself as a sheep, the wolf procured a white woolly coat and some white face paint and set out to find the perfect place to execute his plan. The wolf wandered through the forest until he reached the old witch's house, which he thought would be the perfect place to carry out his plan. He saw that all the other animals in the house were sheep, and so he thought that this would be the perfect place to blend in and appear as just another sheep. The wolf entered the old witch's house and tried to blend in with the other sheep. He tried to blend in as well as he could, but some of the other animals noticed that he didn't quite fit in. He was a little too big and a little too noisy, and his white woolly coat was a bit too neat and pristine for a sheep. The other animals soon caught on to the fact that the wolf was not a real sheep, and soon the old witch caught wind of it too. She was very angry, and she immediately confronted the wolf and asked him what he was doing in her house. The wolf tried to come up with some excuses, but the old witch was not fooled. She knew that he was a wolf in sheep's clothing, and she was determined to expose him for who he really was. The old witch quickly gathered all the other animals in the house and asked the wolf why he was pretending to be a sheep. The wolf was flustered and stuttered out some excuses, but the old witch was not convinced. In the end, the wolf was exposed for who he really was, and the other animals were relieved that the wolf had been caught. From then on, the other animals in the old witch's house were much more careful and alert. The wolf in sheep's clothing had taught them an important lesson. No matter how hard you try to disguise yourself, eventually the truth will always come out.